Namaskar, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rucha as Khot from Flora Language Solutions, your language trainer, blogger and translator. Today's video is going to be about the part 2 of the most common German mistakes that most of the German learners or German beginners make. So not all of them make these mistakes. Some mistakes are bound to happen because German is not a mother tongue to most of the German learners or German language enthusiasts out there, and there is a short way of improving these mistakes and avoiding them. So please watch the whole video to know those mistakes and how you can avoid them. Also today, as you can see, there is a different background behind because I'm shooting in a different room. My usual spot where I usually work, study and make videos has some technical glitch on the computer and the setup, so I'm shooting at a different point. Hope that's okay. So let's continue with the video. By the end of this video, you all will be able to know some more ways by which you can correct your German mistakes and what are those German mistakes. This will be especially important to you while speaking and in formal situations, or even when you go and hang out with your friends once this whole COVID-19 pandemic is over. So let's begin with today's video. If you like this video, at the end of the video, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, share this video with your friends, and of course, please click on the bell icon so that you keep getting more updates whenever I publish any new video on my YouTube channel. First common mistake that I want to point out is Spaß haben and Spaß machen. There are many German learners which tend to say Spaß machen. So Spaß machen is wrong. If you translate it from English, it may sound similar, but in German it is wrong. So the verb that goes with Spaß is always haben. So Spaß haben. Let's take an example sentence. Ich habe Spaß mit meinen Freundinnen. So Freundinnen is your friends who are girls. So ich habe Spaß mit meinen Freundinnen. Ich habe Spaß mit meinen Eltern, and so on. So you're supposed to use haben and not machen with Spaß. The next one is when you want to say that someone is right. For example, if two people are having a conversation and you agree with what the opposite person is telling you and you want to say, I agree with you, you will say, du hast recht and not du bist recht. So some of the German learners or beginners tend to say du bist recht, which means you are right. They directly translate it from English to German. But it is a very common phrase in German, du hast recht, I agree with you. So it's how you have verbal phrases in English where you cannot separate the two. The same way in German there are some phrases that you cannot separate. So the first one was Spaß haben and the next phrase is du hast recht. You cannot say du bist recht. Next common mistake that some German learners tend to make is while expressing how they are feeling in terms of weather. So if you want to say I am feeling cold or I am feeling hot, some German learners tend to say ich bin heiß or ich bin kalt. So this is a wrong way of saying it. You are supposed to say mir ist es heiß or mir ist es kalt, and so on. So here some dative grammar is involved. If you want to go deep into it, I'm going to make a video soon on it, so just stay tuned. But you have to remember that I am feeling cold does not translate as ich bin heiß or ich bin kalt. When you say that ich bin heiß or ich bin kalt, it means that I am cold or I am hot. So that's the wrong way of saying it. If you want to say that you're feeling something and you want the action to be reflected upon you or the emotion to be reflected upon you, you have to make yourself the indirect object or the dative object, and therefore you use mir. So mir ist es heiß, mir ist es kalt, and so on. The most common example of this would be when someone is asking you how are you doing or how are you feeling in normal situations. Let's take the weather thing totally aside. When I ask you, wie geht es dir or wie geht es Ihnen? We don't say ich bin gut or ich bin schlecht, that is I am good or I am bad. You say mir geht es gut, mir geht es nicht gut. So you make yourself the indirect object or the dative object. That is how it is for telling about if you're feeling cold and hot as well. Okay, this German mistake that I'm going to point out, I think some of the youngsters might be making this mistake because it involves something about relationships and friends. So if you're talking about Freundschaft in German or friendship in German, you have to be very careful. This confusion is there in English as well, but in German there is a short way of how you can differentiate between the two. So if you want to say that someone is your boyfriend or girlfriend, you will use the terms Freund and Freundin, like very clearly. So if I say like someone is there and if I say ist mein Freund, so he is my boyfriend actually. Or if I'm a boy and someone is my friend, she's a girl and she's my girlfriend, like we are in a relationship. So I will say sie ist meine Freundin. So Freund and Freundin actually mean girlfriend and boyfriend. Now if you want to say that someone is your friend who is a boy and someone is your friend who is a girl, how will you say it? So you say ist ein Freund von mir. Sie ist eine Freundin von mir. So it's like he is a friend of mine, she is a friend of mine, and so on. Ist ein Freund von mir. Sie ist eine Freundin von mir, and so on. We are going to be talking about the verb mistakes that most of the German learners make. So first let's come to studieren and lernen. Now if I want to say that I'm studying at a school or I'm learning at a school, then there are two distinct verbs. Verbs lernen and studieren. So both are similar verbs. They kind of mean the same, but both of them are used in a different context. Now if I want to say that I'm studying German in school as a subject, I will say ich lerne Deutsch in der Schule. Ich lerne Deutsch in der Schule, which means I am studying German in a school or in my school. If I say that I am studying German as a subject in the university or I am pursuing German studies as in deep literature, language, or studying the way the German history went on or unfolded, etc., then I will say ich studiere Deutsch an der Universität. Ich studiere Deutsch an der Universität. I study German in the university. We can replace it with another subject, maths or mathematics. Ich lerne Mathematik in der Schule. Ich lerne Mathematik in der Schule. I learn mathematics in the school as a subject. Now if I want to say that I'm specializing in mathematics or I am studying mathematics as a subject in college or university, I will say ich studiere Mathematik an der Universität. Ich studiere Mathematik an der Universität, and so on. Is the difference between wollen and werden. So now what happens is the ich and the the form of wollen is will. So if you have a little bit of knowledge about the modal verbs in German, then you know that wollen is a verb where you express a wish or a desire, a modal auxiliary which is used to express a wish or a desire. So wollen means want to, and werden is mostly used in the future context. So like if you want to say that something will happen, that is the time we use werden. But what happens is, since the language in which we translate German tends to be English for most of the learners, they tend to mix the ich and the form of wollen, that is will, and then they tend to use will as an equivalent of werden, which is wrong. So let me give you an example to clarify this thing. So if I want to say ich werde morgen in die Schule gehen. Ich werde morgen, which means tomorrow. Morgen is tomorrow. In die Schule gehen. I am saying I will go to school tomorrow. So I am talking in the future tense. But if I say in normal present tense, ich will in die Schule gehen. Ich will in die Schule gehen, which means I am expressing a desire or wish to go to school, that I want to go to school. So, ich werde morgen in die Schule gehen means tomorrow I will go to school. So you are not using will there, you have to use werden if you are talking about the future. But if you are using it in a normal context in the present tense, ich will in die Schule gehen. It means that you are expressing a wish or a desire to go to school. So please remember this difference. Wollen and werden are different, and the ish and the RSC form of wollen, that is will, has nothing to do with werden. The next we are going to be talking about the advanced grammar. I'm saying advanced grammar because I usually make a lot of basic German videos, but in this video I am talking about some things which I have not covered in my previous videos, assuming that the person who is listening to the video can speak a little bit of the German, because these are the mistakes that you make while speaking or writing. So as you know the rules for Partizip 2, now we are coming to two important verbs of Partizip 2. So gehen and kommen. Now you know that we use haben and sein for Partizip 2 as helping verbs. We use haben for all the normal verbs when there is no movement or change of state, etc. But when any verb has a change of state, a change of a very distant scenario, or a sudden change, or a movement is there, like from point A to point B, not like an action but movement from point A to point B, then we tend to use the word sein. But some German learners tend to forget that, and they tend to use hat gegangen or hat gekommen, which is wrong. So if you're talking in the present perfect tense or the Partizip 2 tense and you want to denote something in the past and you want to say that you have gone, so you will not say that ich habe gegangen. You have to say ich bin gegangen, or hat gegangen is wrong. Ist gegangen. So gehen, gegangen. Gegangen is the Partizip 2 form of gehen, and the helping verb that you use with gehen is. So if you're saying I have gone or he has gone, you will not take has as the verb and think in your mind that you have to use haben with it. You will say ist gegangen or ich bin gegangen. Now the same comes for kommen. If you are using kommen, gekommen. So the Partizip 2 form of the word kommen is gekommen. You will not say ich habe gekommen or I have come. You will say ich bin gekommen. Ist gekommen. He has come. I have come. Translated. You have to use the helping verb sein. Please remember this. These were my 2 cents on the most common German mistakes. Obviously, you will find some more material explanations over the internet, but this is what I have found. If you feel that there is something more, or if there is a mistake, or the explanations which I have given are insufficient and there is something more to it, please drop a hi or your statement or whatever you want to explain, your feedback in the comments below, and I will make sure that I correct it and put it in the description box. Also, the link to the first part of this video I have put in the description box, so please go to the description box and see the link for the first video of this most common German mistakes. And if you want to say anything, you can always mail me on floralanguagesolutions@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching. If you have liked the video, please do not forget to subscribe and share this video with your friends. See you in the next one. Bye.